lives. What we want to do is just get people out of harm's way.
Next on the CW, both El Paso and Doña Ana counties are taking action. First, a new warning system that may not save your home, but it could protect something much more valuable. And those of us in the El Paso County area, and especially those of you in the county limits, outside the city limits, you can relate to the frustration of the floods. Tonight, talk of giving county residents the protection they've been asking for a long time, but it won't be easy.
We just simply don't have the authority to come up with solutions.
This news comes as more rain activity develops here in the borderland. Storm tracker Nicole Gomez is on top of it all.
Well, we are tracking another cold front. I'll let you know just how cool temperatures are expected to drop this weekend. We'll also talk about wind speeds. That's all coming up in your full Storm Track weather forecast.
A green or red. Every New Mexican knows exactly what kind of chili they want, and they're just as confident when asked green and gold or red and blue. No other station comes close to covering the state's biggest rivalry ever, like the ABC-7 New Mexico Mobile Newsroom crew. Plus, ABC-7 on top of UTEP's quest to possibly double its size. That's a story developing now. It is all next on the El Paso Las Cruces CW. It's Thursday night and it's 9 o'clock. Let's get started.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC-7 at 9 on the El Paso Las Cruces CW.
Well, it really doesn't take much for a dry day here in the borderland to turn into a scene of chaos. Torrential downpours turn into flash floods, as we know. The rain overwhelming stormwater systems, and all of that water quickly washes into neighborhoods. New at 9 tonight, El Paso and Doña Ana counties want to keep you safe, and if possible, your homes as well. Hello, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Bob Harp here on ABC-7 at 9 for the Las Cruces and El Paso CW. We do begin right now in Doña Ana County. This year's severe flooding ruined so many lives, and now Doña Ana County commissioners and the Flood Commission is installing new rainfall systems to help out with the flood warnings. New at 9, here's ABC-7's Luke Liddon, and he's with our New Mexico Mobile Newsroom.
The Doña Ana County Flood Commission has installed its first series of rainfall monitoring stations right here in Doña Ana County, which will help aid in flood warnings.
Our job is primarily to save lives. What we want to do is just get people out of harm's way.
The new project will allow residents to get real-time rainfall information and areas for potential flooding all through the computer.
And it tells you exactly what information is being collected at that particular site. Not all sites will be collecting the same information.
We're here in La Mesa, New Mexico, and this is where the first weather station has been installed in Doña Ana County. If you take a look, this weather station right here can help measure the temperature, the precipitation in the area, and even predict if flash floods are imminent in the area. The rainfall gauges all the data and sends it to a central tower east of Las Cruces, and then a transmitter is relayed to the Doña Ana County Government Center, where it is posted on the web instantly. Also part of the ongoing project, an all-terrain vehicle and a robotic camera to help maintain all of the weather systems.
We can remotely send up these pipes so that we can have warning before the pipes fail, that we can get some maintenance done and get the pipe replaced or get some type of patch done on it before the structure fails.
A flood warning system operator will also watch the systems in case of any possible flash floods. The Flood Commission says they hope to have 30 remote weather stations by the end of 2017. Reporter from La Mesa from our New Mexico Mobile Newsroom, Luke Liddon, ABC-7.
Well, here in El Paso County, one commissioner wants to follow the city's lead. Now, Commissioner Vince Bettis, he says that he wants to protect residents, and counties just do not have the authority to collect money needed to build stormwater drainage systems that are so badly needed to protect people, like in Socorro, Clint, and other county communities. And you remember after Storm 2006, the city of El Paso and the public water utility created a county-wide master plan to handle mass amounts of stormwater. Well, most of that was implemented within the city limits. And because there are numerous water companies to deal with in the county, Commissioner Vince Bettis is saying the county needs its own water utility, or actually, they will keep seeing this. They need its own stormwater utility, I should say, or keep seeing floods.
So just one of the ideas that we had was perhaps if there was some way that we could collect some sort of stormwater revenue to help build infrastructure outside the city limits. And this would only impact residents outside the city limits because in El Paso they already pay a stormwater fee.
Commissioner Pettis is saying that a stormwater utility in the county is only in the preliminary stage right now, but he will personally continue to work on that. Developing now, the rain chances are still hanging around tonight. We could see a repeat of what we saw last night into this morning. So brace yourself. We have another live look at the roads right now, showing you that they are okay right now. If you need to drive tonight, no major problems to talk about. But that is when we bring in storm tracker Nicole Gomez. Could that change? That's what everybody wants to know with these rain chances, Nicole.
Well, our rain chances have gone down for tonight, Bob. Our Doppler radar system showing us that most of the activity is well to our southeast. So those of you that enjoy the rain, notice we're starting to even see some clearing skies on our radar picture here. But again, we'll still keep very slight rain chances in the forecast. But we are talking much cooler temperatures tomorrow morning. So just keep that in mind as you plan your day. Currently, we're sitting at 51 degrees in El Paso, 50 Las Cruces, 41 in Ruidoso, but with the wind chill, feels like it's 38 degrees. Our future temperature showing us 6 o'clock in the morning. We're at 46 degrees El Paso. So again, it will be a very cold start to your morning. 50 degrees Las Cruces by 10 o'clock. We're still sitting in the 50s by lunchtime, only 60 degrees. So again, we're starting to see those clear skies and temperatures will gradually begin to warm up once we get past the cold start to the morning. But we'll take a closer look at what you can expect tomorrow morning and your Friday afternoon. That's all coming up in Storm Track Weather.
All right, thanks so much for that, Nicole. We do appreciate that. And El Paso County Constable who was killed while working security at a Halloween haunted house, he's being laid to rest this week. Services began tonight for Constable Robert Parker White. A rosary was held at St. Stephen's Catholic Church. That's in East El Paso. A fire truck was parked out in the front in White's honor. White was the El Paso County Constable again killed while working that haunted house out in Canopillo. Investigators are saying that he was punched in the face by a man he was escorting out of the haunted house. We spoke with a friend of White's at today's service. He says White was one of the most kind and caring persons he could have ever met.
And I feel that we are so fortunate, and I know that he'll never be forgotten. And clearly, I know that we will continue to teach our children about somebody like him because he's just an incredible individual overall.
White was also a PE teacher over at Putnam Elementary School here in El Paso. He leaves behind 4 young children. The man accused of killing him, 19-year-old Devin Huerta, a Fort Bliss soldier, has been charged out with capital murder. He is being held on a $5 million bond. If UTEP were to acquire the former Asarco site, the university would double in size. It's been the talk of town for the last few days, and we have ABC-7's Pilar Arias. She is live at UTEP following this story with the latest development or no development. How does that look, Pilar?
Good evening, Bob. You're right. No action was taken. Today, the University of Texas System Board of Regents wrapped up a 2-day meeting here in El Paso, but they did not decide whether or not to acquire the former Asarco site. UTEP President Dr. Diana Natalicio expressed her interest in purchasing the property to UT Regents, but she says that doesn't mean there's already plans for the 443 acres up for grabs. Natalicio says UT officials will wait until the remediation of the former copper smelter site is completed before deciding whether or not to acquire the property. Today, Natalicio explained what ideas could come to light if UT Regents do decide to move forward.
We're building some student housing behind the Helen of Troy softball field right now. That we've had a lot of additional demand for additional campus housing. A lot of students from El Paso County would like to live on campus rather than live at home and commute.
Now here is a look at the map of the property. Natalicio says the part on the east side of Interstate 10 has already met the residential remediation standards, and that means any type of development could go on that land. Today I spoke with Asarco trustee Roberto Puga, and he told me that remediation could be over as early as next fall. He also says that he's not sure that UTEP would want the entire property, so no purchase price has been set just yet. And he also stressed the fact to me that previous reports that Mountain Star Sports Group group has expressed interest in the property are not true. Reporting live at UTEP, Pilar Arias, ABC-7.
And Pilar, I'm glad you mentioned that because we've been hearing a lot of rumors lately. You know, Facebook is a place where a lot of rumors are swirling around about different things. So the soccer team was not, or the potential soccer team not looking into that land. Thanks, Pilar, for that live report. And it was this day back in 2007 when El Paso voters narrowly approved creating a children's hospital with $120 million of bonds. Today, there are dozens of pediatric specialists in the Sun City treating issues and diseases that used to send families out of town for care. But that benefit has been overshadowed now by the hospital's financial struggle. Tonight, what the proponents of the Children's Hospital promised and what is actually being delivered. ABC-7's Stephanie Valle presents her special report. That is tonight on ABC-7 at 10 in less than an hour. So if you are from Las Cruces, there's a good chance you already have some weekend plans. Oh, let's say probably the biggest game of the year for you. The Las Cruces and Mayfield rivalry taking to the football field for the 51st time. It's more than a high school football game. It's all about bragging rights. And that is why the game is held at New Mexico State's Aggie Memorial Stadium. More than 25,000 fans are expected to watch what is consistently ranked as one of the best high school rivalries in the country. That's right. Kickoff for the game, 7 o'clock tomorrow night. And it's also our Borderland Blitz game of the week tomorrow. The Bulldogs, they are defending state champs, but they have already have 4 losses on their record. They are 2-1 in district, while Mayfield, the defending district champs. The Trojans are 8-1 overall, 3-0 in district. Mayfield, by the way, leads the all-time series, 27-22. Since 2000, Las Cruces has edged them out, winning 9 of the last 17 meetings.
Very good football team. Our kids, these kids know each other ever since they were little. So, you know, and the kids look forward. Like I said, they had a great week, a great day yesterday practicing. We plan on having a great week of practice and get ready for those guys. We know it's going to be a battle.
The game is, again, more about bragging rights. We know a win for Mayfield means the Trojans get a second consecutive district title outright and clinch a top 4 seed in the 6A state playoffs. Las Cruces can actually win the district title by beating the Trojans, but they have to win by more than 9 points. That is because of a district tiebreaker rule. Now, earlier today, our web director put together some helpful information. If you are going to the game tomorrow, it's going to be chaos. It really is, and a lot of fun, too. What side of the stadium do you sit on? Well, I'm sure you'll see the colors, but we have that already planned out for you. Do you know where to park? Do you know how much the tickets are if you haven't already bought them? Just go to KVIA.com right now and you can get all that information. And by the way, everybody is ready for the rivalry. How about 2 key players in this big game in the past? Current NMSU running backs Brandon Betancourt, who played at Mayfield, and Xavier Hall of Las Cruces. Both fired up and finding a way to compete any way they could. How about some thumb wrestling?
So it's a pretty big deal. It's the biggest thing. That was probably the biggest game of the year, every single year. You know, that's first before state. We look at that as like #1 game.
It comes down to who wants it more. That's all this game is about, and whoever wants it more is going to win the game.
Well, the rivalry is so intense, it's even taking over your fast food restaurants in Las Cruces. So the question everybody must answer over at Chick-fil-A: green and gold or red and blue? Like many other local businesses, cheer squads from both schools, they were asked to decorate the restaurant, and then customers who went in to get a little bit of food, they got to vote on it, and the best school spirit that came through in that display would end up winning, and they got some free food.
Coming in, landing, it was for about 7 years now. They've been sponsored.
Well, staying out in Las Cruces, a lot of sports action going on there. This, one of the most decorated athletes in sports, NASCAR champion Dale Earnhardt Jr. was in the city of Las Cruces today. The NASCAR star, I should say, is coming to Las Cruces today, or did, for a brief visit with some Las Cruces public schools. And the students there he spoke with were very excited. And I mean, wouldn't you be too? It's not every day that Earnhardt Jr. comes to your class, right? Pretty cool. By the way, he made pit stops over Centennial High School on behalf of the Army National Guard. He met with students and parents in a brief question and answer session as well. Well, here's another live look at the city. This from our TxDOT traffic camera showing you the roads are dry right now. But Nicole, you were tracking the chance for possibly more rain.
Absolutely. Most of the rain well to our southeast as of now, but that could bring us slight rain chances overnight. And we're also talking cooler temperatures. Just how cool will temperatures be this morning or tomorrow morning? Have the details coming up in your wake up weather forecast.
This is the El Paso Las Cruces CW, and you're watching ABC 7 at 9, where news comes first.